What's up, Mini fans? Welcome back to the Mini Vlog YouTube channel where I talk about what it's like to own Minis. I own 5 of them, what it's like to go on rallies, and just anything Mini related in general. And this week, we're gonna continue from the video of last week where I showed you the top 10 things I do like about the 2025 MINI Countryman SE. This week is a controversial one, top 10 things I don't like about this car. So let's get into it. Now hold on, before we get into this video, if you think this is gonna be a big hit piece, it's not gonna be. I'm a huge fan. I have a lot of admiration and love for the brand, the cars, the culture around Mini. So this is just gonna be a small list of essentially grievances about the cars. Obviously nothing's perfect, and these are areas that I think could be improved on the cars. But overall, I still love them. I still have 5 of them. I will still buy more in the future. So take that all with a grain of salt. And also pay attention that in this list, there'll be nothing about the driving experience at all, because the driving experience is very Mini. I do love it very much. So yeah, let's go ahead, roll that intro, get into that list. First thing I put on the list that I don't like about this car, and this is going to apply to all of the new Minis, is the door handles. For generations, we've gone up to the door handle and squeezed like this. My wrist has been upright, I'm squeezing like this. Now I've got to get used to flipping my wrist over and pulling it out from underneath. Now there are some really cool features on the door handle that I do like, and I'll talk about that in my Easter egg video, so stay tuned for that. But overall, I don't like having to open a door like this when we've always done it with a squeeze for the past 20 plus years. Speaking of these door handles, on the older generations, when I don't like to touch my paint and get my fingerprints all over it, the door handle offered a perfect opportunity to close the door. Now, I really have no choice but to put some fingerprints on the car or fingerprints on the piano black trim, which we both know shows a lot of fingerprints. So I really wish those door handles would come back so I could use those to touch to close the door. Let's get inside the car. Okay, now while we're in here, let's talk about some things on the inside that I don't like. Number 2 is the extra feature subscription. Now, this car is still new enough for me that I'm in the trial mode and I don't have to pay for the subscriptions, but I'm gonna have to start paying for these extra features, which is a little mind-boggling to me. Some of the things that you need to pay for, the navigation, the apps, the games, these are things that all should just be included. And there's this feature of the downhill assistance where it holds you back going downhill. That's an extra feature you gotta pay for. Mini, I really hope you can do better. Maybe for future, you can make that free. Maybe next generation, that will be eliminated. Hopefully, fingers crossed that that becomes a just feature of the car that you own. That's number 2 for me. Extra features being a subscription-based model. Thank goodness we don't have a heated seat subscription-based model, but there's still some stuff that I don't like on there. Number 3 is the navigation voice. It's a great navigation with this cool augmented reality, but you can't change the voice. And listen to this voice.
Right onto Regency Lane.
That's
then
the
turn left onto Snyder Hill Road.
That's the voice I'm talking about. Not the greatest voice, and as of right now, you can't change it. Hopefully that'll be something you can change in the future.
Turn left onto Snyder Hill Road.
Now it's not a huge deal because I'm using Android Auto, Google Maps, Waze, things like that instead, but this is cool to use for the augmented reality once in a while. So it'd be nice if we could change the voice. And so number 4 is the warnings that you get when you start up the car on the screen. You get a bunch of warnings. One for don't operate this unsafely, one for your seat belts, and then one for when the back seats are folded down. You're gonna get a warning for that. So let me show you what that looks like. We'll start the car. We get rear seat not locked, we get a seat belt thing, and then we'll have also the message about driving. Just too many warnings when you start driving the cars. So that's the 4th thing I don't like about this car. Now, the 5th thing I don't like about this car is the charging speeds could be faster when you're quick charging. Now, I know we're not at a quick charger right now, and I'm not actually charging because I'm good. But when I've charged at a quick charger in the past, speeds were a little slower than I expected. I wish they were a little bit faster, reaching a faster charge speed, but who knows, maybe that'll be improved in future versions. Number 6, and this is a real nitpick, is the heated steering wheel. It is really nice, but there are some cold spots on it. The wire may not go all the way around, or I'm getting the heat from the vents right behind it. So this spot is really warm. Down here, it's a little cold. It seems to be cold right around the spokes that come out at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. So yeah, a real nitpick that the heated steering wheel isn't as nice as I want it to be all the way around. So take that one with a grain of salt. That's number 6. So number 7 on my list, and this is actually in my Easter eggs and top things I do like about this car, but it could be improved. and that's gonna be the headlight and tail light customizations that you can do. So you see we have the driving modes where we have classic, favorite, John Cooper works, and you can change the tail lights and headlights based off of what setting you're in. Now, what I really wish that you could do is decouple the headlight from the tail light. I want to pick my tail lights and that may not match what I pick for my headlights. So I'd really love to have the classic tail lights with the John Cooper headlight. Small thing, a nitpick, but that's my number 7. I'd like to have those be separated. So number 8 in the list is you can't have the car start up in one of the experiences that affects the driving mode. Now that is the go-kart mode, the regular mode, or the green mode. You can't have the car start in that. You can go into the settings here and you can see that you have a start experience and you can select the experience you want. But besides putting it in core, which is just the regular mode, you can't put it in green, you can't put it in go-kart mode. Most people are gonna wanna put it in go-kart mode to start. I mean, that's what we would do with Beamer code in the previous generation, so maybe that'll eventually come out, but yeah, that's my number 8. You can't start it in those experience modes that have changed the driving dynamics of the car itself. You're limited to just these ones, which is a bit of a bummer. That's why it's number 8. Number 9 on the list is the mirror shape. The mirror's gotten a little bit bigger on all the models, and it just maybe doesn't feel like it fits the small size of the car as much as the old ones used to. The 10th and final thing I don't like about this car is the center armrest situation. One, this is not storage. This is strictly an armrest. All the years that this has been a storage compartment, now it's just an armrest. It's okay. They've moved the wireless charging pad up here where it's open and it's not going to overheat your phone, so it's not here anymore, but there is no storage here. Instead, they gave us this cubby, which is kind of reminiscent of the rail system, right? However, the cubby is screwed to this position. Maybe we'll be able to swap it out in the future, because if you just pull up this little rubber pad, you'll see we have 2 little bolts that you can unscrew, and we'll probably have some future options of accessories you can put in this rail-ish system. But yeah, I wish it would move without having to unscrew it. Otherwise, the combination of these two, it's a little clunky. I do like this box though, don't get me wrong. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video for the top 10 things I dislike about my 2025 MINI Countryman SE. Let me know down in the comments below what you dislike the most, what you like the most, what you wanna see videos on this car about in the future. I'll try and make those videos. But for now, don't forget to wave when you see other Minis out there on the road. Bonus dislike how slow the sunroof cover opens up. Take a look at that, Mark. Spin it around. Yeah, that's a bit too long.